Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Shuffle Music Reviews and Retrospectives from a Gracelessly Aging Millennial. My name's Keaton. We're going to cross the streams with the Due Dissident show a little bit today since we're covering both a music story and a news story. And that is, of course, that the boss, Bruce Springsteen, has a new song out, a single released on January 28th called Streets of Minneapolis, a direct, no holds barred protest anthem in response to ICE activity in Minneapolis, particularly, of course, the killing of Alex Pretti and Renee Good on the streets of Minneapolis. And there you could see the graphic released in conjunction with the single. The song, like I said, is a direct, no holds barred protest song, sort of in keeping with old protest tunes like Ohio, the Neil Young song, which was also written in direct response to a specific event, including the state killing of protesters at Kent State. This is one of those songs. There's nothing abstract about it. There's nothing cryptic about it. It's pretty straightforward. And the fact that he turned this around so quickly since the killing of Alex Pretti already has given this kind of legend status. I mean, he wrote this over the weekend of the Alex Pretti killing, and then, according to Bruce, recorded this in one day, which would have been the 27th, and then dropped it on all platforms on January 28th. And the song is not just like, Bruce Springsteen clunking on an acoustic guitar and crooning out some vocals. When we say they recorded this song, it is a fully produced rock anthem. You get full band performance here, plus backup vocals, plus they even incorporate some audio from the protests themselves into the piece. So it is quite impressive that they were able to get this out as quickly as they did, which only adds to the urgency of the song, which is, of course, the point of a direct protest tune like this. So we'll rewind a little bit and give a little sort of backstory on the song. Bruce Springsteen dedicates song to Renee Good, tells ICE to get the F out of Minneapolis. This was a report from January 19th. So this was after the Renee Good killing, but before the Alex Pretti killing. Bruce Springsteen dedicates song to Renee Good. Springsteen performed a surprise set Saturday night in New Jersey at the Light of Day benefit show. During his set with Joe Grishecki and the House Rockers, he performed his song The Promised Land off Darkness on the Edge of Town, which he dedicated to Renee Good. Before the rendition, Springsteen made a statement against the ICE presence in Minneapolis and the actions of the Trump administration in Minnesota. So I'll read the lyrics from the first couple of verses here. Through the winter's ice and cold, down Nicollet Avenue, a city aflame fought fire and ice, neath an occupier's boots. King Trump's private army from the DHS, guns belted to their coats, came to Minneapolis to enforce the law, or so their story goes. Against smoke and rubber bullets in the dawn's early light, citizens stood for justice, their voices ringing through the night. And there were bloody footprints where mercy should have stood, and two dead left to die on the snow-filled streets, Alex Pretti and Renee Good. So calling out Trump directly, like I said, there's nothing at all ambiguous about this song, quite obviously. Given how quickly he turned this around and got this out, I think the song is actually pretty damn good. Obviously, the point of getting this out there was to respond to these ICE murders and to show support for the protesters in Minneapolis. And so it was obviously important to get this out as quickly as possible. So could the song have been a little better if he spent months slaving over it? Sure, maybe. That wasn't really the point. The point was to get something out quickly. And like I said, it's not a simple song in terms of the recording. It's not just an acoustic number that he recorded himself. You get a full band production here. So like I said, pretty impressive feat to pull this off and get this out as quickly as he did. And people seem to agree that it's good. Bruce Springsteen's song Streets of Minneapolis is currently #1 on iTunes in 19 countries. He also appeared on stage at the Tom Morello benefit in Minneapolis last night at this recording. This is a write up from The Current, which is a not for profit, listener supported radio station based in Minneapolis. So you can go to thecurrent.org if you want to check them out a bit. They did a write up on that concert last night where Springsteen played Streets of Minneapolis. He also played The Ghost of Tom Joad, which is another great Springsteen protest song that Rage Against the Machine would actually cover quite a bit. And Springsteen has performed that song with Tom Morello numerous times since that song's release. So I think the song is good. I think, for all of Springsteen's faults, I think he has written some fantastic protest music over the course of his career. I think since the 2016 election, his politics have kind of softened or perhaps revealed themselves to be as soft as they always were. That's up to you to decide. But in terms of his body of work, he's written some fantastic protest songs, working class protest songs, anti-war protest songs over the years. In fact, you may have seen already, I dropped a top 10 Bruce Springsteen protest songs of all time video. If you haven't seen that, the link to that will be in the description of this one. But, this song, like I said, a direct response to a direct event in keeping with American Skin, which was the protest song that he wrote in response to the police killing of Amadou Diallo. That song took about a year and change to come out. And by come out, I mean he performed it live and then it was released on live recording. That song was not released as a studio cut until 2014. Which was largely in response to the killing of Trayvon Martin. But this song, obviously, a much quicker turnaround. And in the age of the internet, you can have a quick turnaround like that. That is one of the benefits of this new medium that dominates the music world, is that you can record a song and throw it up online within days of a historically cataclysmic event. Like the events of the past couple weeks in Minneapolis. And one of the reasons I appreciate this song is because you may have seen this podcast clip go viral a couple of weeks ago. This is Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins podcast, in which he sort of laments the waning influence of rock and roll music. So we'll read this post associated with that podcast. Was the rock music intentionally forced off the charts? Smashing Pumpkins' Billy Corgan says he finds it strange that rock music, once the most powerful cultural force of the 20th century, has all but disappeared from mainstream influence. Quote, there are forces in the world that go out of their way to marginalize particular voices because they refuse to accept the given narrative. Rock was the greatest single social changing force of the 20th century. And here we are 25 years into the 21st century, and rock couldn't be less of an influence on the social political order. Does anybody think that's kind of strange? Well, I certainly do think that's kind of strange, which is why I think it's a good thing that this rock song, this protest song, is dominating the charts in the way that it has. Bruce Springsteen is one of the very few remaining rock artists who, whatever you think about him, is a huge, undeniable star. And so the fact that he put this out so quickly at a time like this really injects rock music into the culture in a way that is very, very rare nowadays. I mean, when's the last time you heard of a rock concert or a rock song that made a big splash in this way amidst a very tumultuous sort of cultural moment? Really hard to think of the last example of that. And so ultimately, I think it's good for music when a thing like this happens. And by a thing like this, I of course mean this recording, not what's going on in Minneapolis, which is, of course, not a good thing at all. It's a terrible thing. It's a really shameful thing, in my view. But Springsteen, for all of his faults and for all of the ways in which he's disappointed a lot of people over the past, 10 years with his sort of political messaging, really losing the working class edge, really sort of absorbing into the mainstream, doing the podcast with Barack Obama, despite having put out an album called Wrecking Ball, which was essentially an Occupy Wall Street album that took place, came out in 2012 toward the end of Obama's first term. Like I said, he has really sort of softened into a sort of non-confrontational mainstream liberal in recent years, but his body of work includes several terrific protest songs, which, like I said, I recorded a separate video, the top 10 protest songs of Bruce Springsteen, which I hope you can check out, because he really does have a lot of great protest music in his catalog. We'll see where this ranks among those in that video, but I do think, like I said, it's good that he put this out. I think it's an important show of support to the city of Minneapolis to have someone who, like I said, for all of what you may think about him, whether you like him, don't like him, he is an undeniable star who has the sort of cachet to bring a conversation to the forefront like this. Donald Trump tweeted a response to this, and so he's one of the few rock artists out there, one of the only rock artists out there who could actually make a splash in this way. My Morning Jacket, No Effects, Billy Bragg, they've put out protest songs about ICE as well, and not to take anything away from them, but they don't get the eyeballs on them that the boss does, because Bruce Springsteen is the stuff of legends. He is that big a star. And so ultimately, I think it's a good song. I think it's good that he wrote it. And check out the top 10 protest songs of Bruce Springsteen video to see where this ranks amongst his best protest material. Thanks, everybody, very much for watching. Please smash that subscribe button before you go, and we'll see you next time.